Hey, everybody, welcome to today's show. Welcome to Advocate Information Highway. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke, and we have a great topic for today's show, in which it is we now need to focus on two things. One, first thing we need to focus on is fixing our broken criminal justice system. And the second thing is we need to focus on protecting our schools. Having more protection in our schools, meaning, and also more protections on our trains and train stations and on our buses and bus stations. So let's get right into this. You know, um, everybody's sick and tired of hearing about the COVID, and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that it's not an important topic. It is an important topic, but people are sick and tired of hearing about it now. So, and to be quite honest, in my own personal opinion, the COVID thing is basically going to be a dead issue come around maybe possibly April of next year. I'm just saying that's my own personal opinion, whatever. But anyways, now we need to focus on these two other topics. We need to do it. We need to fix our broken criminal justice system. It's been broken for way too long. There's a lot of injustices and inequalities in there. I mean, the laundry list goes on and on and on in what exact details are wrong with it. But we got to face it and we got to fix it now. Okay. And um, so that just has to be done. It has to be faced. And are a lot of people going to be pissed off about it? Hell yeah. But it's got to be done. We can't have a justice system, a criminal justice system, to where there's so many people that get arrested after committing major felonies, major violent felonies. Okay. They get arrested and a few hours later they're let go. Can't have that. Can't have that. Okay. Which brings me to the point of, from what I see anyhow, a lot of, and I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of the violent attacks that are being done by these teenage kids. Okay. And I say this: get rid of juvie hall. It's a luxury hotel for kids. Get rid of it. It doesn't do nothing. Have these kids that commit these major violent felonies, right? Have them placed in a real adult prison. That's it. Bottom line. If that happens, okay, you'll hear a lot of them saying, crying, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I never do it again. Bullshit. Fuck that shit. We need to have it and let them do their sentence in a real adult prison. They want to act big time, so treat them like they're big time. They want to act like worthless pieces of trash. That's the way you got to treat these kids that commit all these major crimes and stuff. They're worthless pieces of trash, and that's the way they got to be treated. Okay? And then let their parents cry and complain, oh, but my precious Petunia. Fuck precious Petunia shit. Fuck that shit. They need to be treated like pieces of shit that they are. Because that's all that they are. Okay? If they go out and commit all these violent crimes, all these fights and everything else, okay? Which brings me to the next topic, basically. When we need to protect our buses and train stations and bus stations. When you see all these kids starting all these fights and everything else, okay? And I'm sure everybody out there, all my fans out there, I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you've seen the videos of it going on. These kids are starting all these violent fights and whatever. Because why? They're treated like they're special and they can get away with everything. There's no discipline inside of any of them. Okay? And they're just thinking that everything is to be given to them all the time. And no, that has to stop. There's no discipline inside these kids that commit, especially ones that commit these crimes that you see. So what do we have to do? have more protection on our buses and on our trains, on the train stations and on the bus stations, and just let it to be where they get arrested and severely dealt with. Because if the parents are not going to discipline them, then the system has to. That's it. That's it. And a lot of parents are going to be upset and they're tough. You should have disciplined your kids from day one. Because if you did, we wouldn't be having these problems like we do today. So we really have to do that. Now, when we're talking, the protections in our schools, we got to have, in my own personal opinion, we need to have the police back inside of schools again. My own personal opinion. But then again, here's the other thing. If not the police, then we have to have other people like the guardian angels inside of schools. Because right now, we see it all the time. Too many school shootings are still going on. Still going on. And it's got to stop. It's got to stop. Okay? And, this is the only way to deal with it. It's unfortunate and it's harsh, but it's also the truth, ladies and gentlemen. It's also the truth. So, this is what's got to be done now. We're at a point to where there's really no other alternatives. And they got to be faced. And then you have these parents that say, if you discipline my children, I'll take legal action against you. Fuck you, you stupid, pathetic, worship piece of garbage. Honestly, it's either you discipline your children or the system has to. It's one or the other. And when your kids are inside the schools, the schools have to discipline your children if your children are in fights or if they're attacking a teacher or any other staff. What are they supposed to do? To sit there and go, okay, just keep hitting me. I mean, are you that much of a fucking retard, you stupid parents? I mean, really? Use your fucking brains for once in your pathetic lives. Stop doing drugs all damn day long. Really? And the only reason why your kids are so worthless pieces of trash is because the parents are worthless pieces of trash. Seriously. This discipline has been gone for way too long and needs to come back. It needs to be done the right way, in a respectable way, but it still needs to come back. No more this precious, my precious Petunia. Oh, fuck precious Petunia shit. Fuck that. It needs to come back. Okay? And this is tough topics to talk about, but we need to talk about it, and it needs to be dealt with. It needs to be faced. Otherwise, it's never going to get fixed. Okay? And, like when I was suggesting about the guardian angels being inside of schools, the people in the community are more likely to have a better relationship with the guardian angels than they would with the police. And the guardian angels are also trained to help deal with and be more supportive to those with mental illness too. So if your child has a mental illness and they're inside schools and stuff, the police aren't really trained to be supportive and stuff like that to people with mental illness, but the guardian angels are. So you have that reason. And then you have, when you got kids bringing in guns into schools, a Pinkerton security guard ain't gonna do shit. And a 900-year-old security guard ain't gonna do shit. Okay? You need better protection inside of schools. It needs to happen. And that's all there is to that. End of story. We need to have scanners in schools now, unfortunately, because of these assholes that bring in the guns and stuff into schools. When there's no other alternative now. They left no other alternative. It's because of them bringing the guns into schools. That's why there is no other choice. You need to have scanners and drug sniffing dogs to be in schools. You need to have all this now because of these assholes that bring this shit into the schools. If they didn't bring this shit into the schools, you wouldn't have to worry about having all these scanners and drug sniffing dogs and everything else. You wouldn't have to worry about it then. So, but anyways, I wanted to remind all my fans out there about the business that my husband and I have together called AWLDNY. And the link to there is awldny.com. You guys could check out all the products that are on there. All the products that you see on there, we actually make ourselves. So I wanted to mention that. And I also wanted to remind all my fans out there about my other business, my other website that I have called Advocate Information Highway. And the link to there is AIHNY.com. And you guys could check out all the pages that are on there. On the homepage of the website, you will see the link to my internet store on Zazzle.com, in which I designed a lot of products, and they're up for sale on there. Also, on the homepage of my website of Advocate Information Highway, you will see the links to the 2 books that I wrote, in which if you click on those links and if you follow those links, you guys could check out both of my books, and you guys could also purchase both of my books as well. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.